Please welcome our CEO, Lakdeep Singh, to the stage.
And good morning, everyone. It's great to see you all here. You know, it was the summer of 1999. I had just moved to the US, and it was my very first long weekend. And I spent it right here in the great city of Nashville. Now, it was a great city then. I think it's even more impressive now, as you've seen. Some of you may have seen. But what's most impressive today is this room. Look around, and you'll see that there is no better group when it comes to employee experience, talent, and technology. And as you come in today, you've come in from all over the world, have different roles back at your companies, human resources, IT, internal comms, product, tech, and yes, also one pioneer astronaut in the room. So we've all come from different walks of life, but I believe that we share one belief above all, and that is that it's all about people first. And I say that because when you get employee experience right, great customer experience follows. And when you get both right, it builds lasting enterprise value. And now, as we sit here, I also know that we have some shared concerns as well. If you're in internal comms and you have a workplace that is full of digital noise, information overload, the question is, how do you build trust? How do you send comms that stand out? And if you're in HR, how do you actually motivate employees? How do you inspire employees and do that at scale? Now, for the CIOs in the room, the challenges are slightly different, but I think we share those. There's a over-digitization. There's a tool, apps, overload in many companies. So how do you create value in that environment and do it while staying in budget and while avoiding the mega vendor lock-in? So those are the challenges. But then there's this thing called AI, right? Every day, we are bombarded with case studies, headlines, most of them, I would say some of them, inspiring, some of them also alarming. So which one is it? Is AI an opportunity? Is AI a risk? A bit of both, perhaps? But the question is, how do you create value and do it in a way that you keep people first? Now, if these are the questions in your mind, top of mind, I would say you've come to the right place. This is the right group. And as you will see, this is the right platform. Now, you also know that we've been on this journey together for better part of 20 years. And just last year, we launched this concept called org velocity. And this is meant to enable faster decision-making. It's meant to enable faster pivots. And ultimately, it's meant to create an environment where things get done. Now, several of you have brought this to life. First, we have our friends at British Airways. They rolled it out to 40,000 employees, a lot of whom were frontline employees, in record 8 weeks. And then they saw the engagement jump up by more than 30%. They are in the audience. Feel free to talk to them and learn more. Now, we also have Boston Beer, the maker of the famous Sam Adams. I used to live in Boston, so I know. It may ruffle some feathers if I called it the best beer in the US, but I'm going to say it. So they rolled it out and saw 97% adoption right away, including, by the way, their sales team. And then we have our friends from Wipro, Atit and team. For them, it was all about getting things done. So they made Dot the place not just where information is exchanged, but also Dot the platform and the hub where all the action takes place. And doing this, they saved over 20 millions in efficiency gains. Now, you may ask, what's the common thread in all these case studies? What ties it all together? What is the golden thread? And I think that is that it's not just about information, but it's actually making information available at the right time, in moments that matter, and then enabling action which leads to outcomes that drive the bottom line, because ultimately, we all are accountable for that. Now, as you look at the case studies, you will also see that in spite of the success stories that I've shared, and there are many, many more actually in the audience, some challenges in employee experience continue to exist. There is still friction. We all feel it as employees, as leaders. And the first one out of those is that the need for innovation, the pace of change, has outpaced the capacity and the budgets that we have as organizations. Second, I think this will resonate well with internal comm teams and frankly everyone, is that generating content, distributing content, governing content continues to be a beast. And then the third one, yes, we all have beautiful, beautiful dashboards, and we've helped you build those, but the reality is that the dashboards don't really connect information to outcomes in a meaningful way. Now, if you agree with me, what I would say is that we also believe that overcoming these challenges won't come from a solution that is just AI at the surface, and where AI is just a feature or maybe a sprinkling of AI everywhere. We actually believe that the true transformation requires a transformational approach. It requires even a revolutionary approach where AI is at the core of everything we do, where AI is at the core of how we build, distribute, and deliver these experiences. Now, let's imagine that future together. So imagine a future where people, technology, and knowledge come together to create magic. Imagine a future where information is delivered, or rather, information finds people at the right moment, instantly, in the flow of their work. Imagine a future where taking action is just as easy as clicking a button without juggling multiple apps, and in the future, multiple AI agents. Imagine a future where the employees are inspired and engaged, and as leaders, we can track the performance with confidence. And imagine a future where CIOs can deliver all that while staying in budget, avoiding the vendor lock-in, and this all can be done in minutes. Imagine that future. So therefore, I'm really, really excited to announce world's first native AI employee experience, bringing together the people, the technology to create the magic.
Hi, I'm Indy. What do you want to build today? is just the beginning.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Like Indy said, this is just the beginning. So to take us further, let me invite on the stage our founder, Will Saville. Will, take it away.
Good morning, everybody. It's good to see you all here. So it's almost time to introduce you to Indy. But before I do, I just thought I wanted to take you through some of the thought processes on how we got to where we got to. So as Lockdeep said, there were a couple of decisions that we made up front. We didn't feel like we could deliver Indy as a thin veneer on top of our solution. And there was no way that we wanted to provide kind of gimmicky AI features that we didn't really feel harnessed the true benefit that artificial intelligence can bring to a solution like Unily and a business solution that you guys can all use. So we really asked ourselves three fundamental questions about artificial intelligence. The first one being, could AI be the architect, the builder, and the designer of an intranet? And secondly, could AI help you guys with all the ongoing workloads associated with keeping an intranet up to date? And thirdly, could artificial intelligence be a Sherpa for your people to guide them and help them create action from information? And if we could actually make all of those things real, what benefits would it bring for you guys? Well, AI would take care of all the heavy lifting and enable you guys to be doing much higher value work. Secondly, you'd be able to spin up anything you needed, whether it's landing pages, campaign sites, department hubs, literally in minutes. And lastly, it would actually enable you to create digital experiences for intranets in minutes, not months, and really enable your people to create action from information. So I think the time has come to introduce you to Indy. So if Matt would like to join me on stage, we're going to do the world's first live demo of Indy. I'm sure nothing will go wrong. Before we actually do this, I just want to say this has been one of the most profound projects that I've ever worked on with some of the most amazing people. And honestly, I've been in the industry for 20 years. I've been building intranets for 20 years. I really hope you love Indy as much as I do. And you can really see the value it can add to make sure that the intranet is a true digital hub that it was designed to be. So Matt.
Great to be back on stage with you again.
How you
doing
doing?
another
You
demo.
all right?
Yep, feeling good, feeling excited.
Ready for this?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Okay.
That's the right answer.
Cool.
So, Will, we're going to build an intranet live in front of hundreds of people.
We are.
In 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Sounds unbelievable.
Never been done before, right?
Okay, never
Okay.
been done before.
Cool.
Nerve-wracking. I would just like to start this by giving a shout out to Arc'teryx, our customer. They very kindly said that they would let us use their brand identity as part of this example scenario today.
Yeah, they did, but let's be clear, there's no smoke and mirrors here, right? This is a real thing. It's all happening in real time. We'll be on the booth later, so if you want to come and test it, try it with your own brands, create some stuff, you're more than welcome to. It does feel like there's some magic going on. In moments, it feels like there's some wizardry, but this is all absolutely real, what's happening.
100%. So in this new world, I start with a prompt. I pre-prepared this prompt for us. Here's one I made earlier. And it's a whole new way of working, right, Will? So I have, in this prompt, you might not be able to read it. I've said, I want to create a new intranet for Arc'teryx employees. And I've said that there's a few pages that I want and given some high-level kind of objectives around that as well. Now, Indy's obviously building out a visual sitemap for us so we can see how she's working. But tell me a little bit, as I give her some feedback, what's actually going on as this is happening?
So Indy's really the conductor of the orchestra. So she's capable of talking to multiple AI services and effectively asking them to execute tasks. And so they'll go off, they'll execute those tasks. Once they're done, they'll come back to Indy. They'll tell Indy they've finished. Indy will check it. Indy will tell them if they've done a good job or not, maybe get them to do some other stuff. But effectively, once all those tasks are completed, Indy creates a site plan, and then Indy will create your intranet for you.
So Indy can actually, so I've given the instruction, and Indy has planned all of this out, but at the same time, they can design content types, right? So defining what goes into a platform too.
Yeah. So like that whole AI stuff that you were a consultant, right? So
I was.
So how was this done in the old world?
Yeah, so I remember we would workshop, the whiteboards, the sticky notes that never quite stick to the wall.
Yeah, they're the
We've
ones.
all experienced that, and it's a whole different experience now. So Indy is using all of the best practice knowledge and information that we've gathered as a business, and has all that information on hand.
Yeah, we've effectively trained her on 20 years worth of building intranets ourselves and baked that into her for training data.
That's amazing. So we can actually scroll down over here and we can see her
quite a lot's happened
progress.
since we've been talking, right?
Yeah, 100%.
She's done quite a lot.
It must be the first time that the demo is outpacing the speakers, because in that
We're having to talk fast, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's done. It's done. So India's built, defined those different types of content, the news, the FAQs that I'm sure all of you publish day in, day out. And at the same time, India's designed entire experiences. But there's one final step, which is obviously we want this to be branded. So
Yeah.
got a file for me, or?
Yeah, so you could upload some brand guidelines, but actually in this case we're just going to give Indy the public-facing website that we need, and she's going to go and analyze that, figure out all the brand assets that are on there, and then build a brand for us for the intranet.
Okay, I guess this is one of those moments you were saying feel like magic, and there it is. So Indy has pulled back all of the branding, so I can see all the color schemes, logos and everything, and we got it all. So I could just click and bring this up right now for everyone, right?
You could, yeah. So she's actually done. She's finished. Like, that's how quick she operates. She's built that intranet out for us. We could go and look at the front-end site now, but we should probably enrich the content a little bit more, and it's also a good chance to hop into the CMS so that everybody can see what that looks like.
Okay, cool. So we're into the CMS. I'm in there. And if I wanted to, branding, I'm sure that a lot of people in the room are going, that's not going to be perfect, and our marketing team will really want to adjust that. I can change it, right?
Yeah, you can change it. Just hop into the theme builder and make a few changes. Don't go wild with it.
I won't go too wild. So light and dark mode generated automatically.
Yeah.
Let's go into the light mode. All our logos are in there. Let's say we wanted the background to be white, for example. Navigation, that would look nicer in white, I think, as well. Let's do that. So that all looks good. I think we are good to publish.
Cool.
Done. OK. So we'll update our branding a little bit there, which is really good.
Branding done.
Branding done. OK.
Cool.
So incredible. Shall we click into the hub, have a little look at what Indy's built?
Yeah, let's go into the site and see what she's actually built for us.
OK, so there we go. So we gave Indy the content types, but she's built out the pages and also created those libraries. And now we can start to put content in them.
Yeah.
That'll just take us a few weeks.
It would have taken a few weeks, maybe longer, but the one thing you'll see with this CMS is that Indy is always with you. She is an intelligent assistant. She understands the context of intranets, and she really gets content as well. So rather than manually creating these FAQs, you can literally just upload a document to Indy, and she's going to figure it out. And that could be, 200 news articles that you've pre-prepared, you've written yourself. Or we could just give her kind of AI hints, and she's going to create that content for us.
Yeah, and so, I mean, in this case, I've just, I'm sure you all know this pain point. You've got knowledge stored across multiple different systems, trying to convince one team that actually they should spend the time to migrate that content, bring it into the portal. It's going to get so much more usage and add more value. Well, what if I told you you could just put it all into a document and then just hand it to Indy?
She's done that already, right?
And it's done.
Yeah, cool.
We should probably do a few more. Let's do some events. So here we go. You can see the level of content we've put in here is actually very light. We've kind of kept it simple and let Indy work out the rest for this demonstration. But here we'll do the event. So imagine you've got a company calendar and your teams around the business can just ping you a Word document, say these are the events that need to get published. And you could just hand that off to Indy as well. So it really just accelerates that massively. And it's not just for in the flow of work, right? Like this is kind of for moving content, migrating content.
It can be for all those use cases. It can be where, the intranet teams probably get bombarded by emails that have attachments that say, can you just create this piece of content for me? Or maybe this landing page, or effectively Indy can take all of those types of content in the form of documents. You can upload them, she will understand them, and she will create immersive digital experiences from them.
And this one, I think news is probably the one that's going to resonate a lot with the audience, but Indy is going to create these news articles for us, but they won't just write the news, right? Indy can put imagery into it, can tag it, choose authors. She understands.
She's intelligent, Matt. I've told you that 2 or 3 times before. She's intelligent. She can do it.
Too fast
Trust
as well.
me.
So, Indy can put all that imagery in, but I could obviously manually select images, or I could maybe get Indy to help me create other images.
Yeah,
right?
so there's a full media library in here, and you could do the old school thing and upload your own content, which is perfectly sound use case, or you could just ask Indy to create images for you, if Matt can type.
We'll say she's climbing on the mountain with friends. Who doesn't like hiking with friends? There's a difference, though, right? This is different to just using an AI image generating service, right? So the models that have been selected and you've fine-tuned and adapted them really for this use case in these scenarios, right?
Yeah, I mean, we found that the models out of the box weren't super great at kind of generating the imagery that our customers would expect. So we've fine-tuned the models. We've done lots of stuff around that.
And Indy has the context as well of Arc'teryx and the intranet she's working on. So, I mean, that image is generated, so we can use that on content. But I think at this point, we should,
What are we doing it now?
I think we should do it. I think
We're
we should
actually gonna
reveal,
look at the
right?
site.
Let's have a look at the site. So
hang on. So if the site looks good, do you think people will clap?
I think we're going to find out.
Okay, fine. Let's go for it.
Let's
see what
go
happens.
for it. Okay. Come on, Indy.
You don't have to cross your fingers.
Whoa, there we go. Okay, so we're in. I mean, already it's looking amazing. If I scroll down a little bit, wait, no. The banner's okay. I'm not 100% sure. Can I change it?
You can change it, yeah. So Indy has an edit mode, brand new modern page building experience. And again, Indy's always with you. So you can use this page builder in the normal way you would use page builders. You can change anything you want, but actually Indy can change it all for you as well. So what are you doing here, Matt?
I am going to ask Indy to turn this into a video of a woman hiking in a yellow waterproof.
Okay.
And
Sounds good.
Yeah. And so that's it, right? I can just give that to Indy. Indy's going to work out what to do. And this is one of the crucial elements. We're all learning to work in new ways. And Indy really focuses on providing you that feedback as they're working. So Indy will tell you about the plan that they're going to do and can then go away and execute that. And so as Indy's working on it, I could also, if I wanted to, open the cog, and then I can take that manual control back as well, right? So we don't take, we're giving people all of that kind of power. So if I were looking at the content section, for example, and I can see all of this, I can see that I can show or hide buttons. I can look at the main title. If I look at layout and structure, we've got content alignments, and then colors and backgrounds at the bottom here. Here we've got images, videos. So let's say I do actually want that to be converted into a video. Indy will work on that. But equally, I can just edit anything else too. So if I just say latest company updates from our leaders, and then if I click on this block instead, I can click forwards and have a little look at that news article. But I'm going to go back into the admin section and click back into this hub and go back to the home page, because we're not quite done yet. So Indy's going to work on that, update those elements, put that video in place for us, and we can continue on with
yeah, so why don't you just see if the video is available now for you in the library and just switch it over. So
absolutely. Let's go back into the admin portal. We'll go into the media library. And this is Indy creating the video right now for us. So this will be loaded momentarily. Obviously, it's quite a big thing to be generating a video. And then we'll be able to watch that and use that across the site as well.
Yeah, cool.
Cool. So with that, let's go back to the front end. Here we go. And open that again. And let's just have a little look at some of the other pages we've built. So we've got the home page where we scroll down. We've got our news articles. And then if we go across to the About section, we've got Arc'teryx's Innovative Excellence, for example. We've got our events page with our calendar on it as well. So here we can see our events will come through, and all of this content has been generated. But we also put a campaign in here as well, which is launching the new Sabre jacket from Arc'teryx too. So
like a landing page, right?
Exactly.
Internal landing page for people to get used to new products.
Exactly. So it's water resistant, breathable fabric. Sounds amazing. But one of the things that's really on my mind is we've talked a lot about this concept of information to action. So how are we going to help employees really kind of look at this incredible information about a product launch and then take the next best action?
Well, I really think that the one thing that we tried to do was kind of split out the user experiences a bit. So what we're seeing now is a very immersive experience for employees. And I think that's like super important to get employees engaged with these types of experience. It has to be consumer grade, it has to be immersive. Then they're going to start to read the content, understand the content, start to consume that knowledge, right? Yeah. But then we've got this task-based user experience that we need to bring in to the intranet as well. And that's way more about the creating action from information. So we're bringing people into the intranet, we're giving them that immersive experience, and then once they kind of have that knowledge in their head, we need to provide them with ways of actually creating action from the knowledge that they've gained. And we do that using Unily Glass.
OK, so I'm going to take a hint from that and click on this icon here.
You're a smart boy, Matt.
Thank you very much. And so I'm looking at Unily Glass now, but what exactly am I looking at? So this is like all my business tools integrated?
Yep, 100%. So this is effectively, we've set up some basic integrations here. So you can see that we're integrated with Workday, Pipedriver CRM, the full Microsoft Office 365 suite. And the beauty of this is actually still Indy. She's just like in disguise, I guess. So effectively, she's a white-labeled agent for your employees. So your employees can feel connected to her because she's part of your brand, and she has context, and she's connected to all your external systems.
So, OK, so I've got to say, so imagine I'm an employee, right? So I could be like a salesperson. And so I could use one of the quick actions, or I could just talk to Unily Glass and have it execute against multiple integrated systems. So right now, I've asked Indy via Unily Glass to tell me about my deals, and it's cross-referenced all the data, found the right system, got the right data, interpreted all of that context, and I can now see all the deals I'm working on. But this jacket's too good just to work on the current deals. I've actually just spoken to someone who wants to buy, say, 1,000 units of it. So now I could just say, create me a new lead.
Yep, sure. So Indy's going to understand that intent in natural language, and she's effectively going to find the right form and allow your employees just to go and create action from information, just create a lead.
And I can just do that straight from that page, and that's going to go straight into whatever system I'm using for my CRM.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's incredible. And of course, all the other integrations we talked about, Workday for booking annual leave, for improving the employee experience, all through a single interface, which is always available for every employee.
Yeah, this is really about that single pane of glass, that task-based user experience, only needing to go to one place, people not actually having to worry about applications in terms of names, just give me my pipeline, tell me about my opportunities, I need to create time off. And Indy's going to go and figure out what that actual request means and send you to the right place.
Well, I think we've probably done enough there to give people a flavor of what Indy's like and how we envision the future of intranets and digital employee experiences. But your question that's probably burning for you all right now is, OK, when do I get this? How can I start working with Indy? And for that, I think that we should hand over to Unily's CTO, Sam Hassani.
That was absolutely incredible. Thanks so much for showcasing the latest innovation from our labs. I think it's fair to say that we've all just witnessed a world first. We've seen the future of creating digital employee experiences. We've just seen how we've created an entirely branded experience. We've generated content, media, assets. We've even delivered an experience that allows end users to take action in the flow of work. And we've done this in just minutes, not months. With Indy, we've built on the 20 years of experience that we've gained from working with some of the world's most successful organizations around the globe. We've been able to understand what good looks like, extract all of those best practices, and train Indy on all of that. Alongside that, we've also helped Indy learn as to how she can understand intent, understand how she can be a useful assistant to all of you, and then apply that best practice. And we call this intent to experience. And of course, alongside the immersive experiences that Indy will create for you, we have Unily Glass, which provides a complementary, context-aware experience where work can get done, and we can interact with applications across your entire digital landscape. No more hopping between apps, no silos, no friction, just discovery and execution working together effortlessly to get things done. But of course, what's really important is that not just that we can do all of this, but how we do it. So from a product development perspective, we ground ourselves in 3 key principles that guide us. First of all, we're outcome-driven. So we're not just adopting novel technology for technology's sake. We think about what matters the most to us when we want to create experiences. And that's all about how we can reach our employees, allow them to take action so that they can deliver measurable business impact. And we can do that through purposeful technology choices. Will spoke about the various different AI services under the hood that Indy can interact with. And we've been through a rigorous approach to select the most appropriate tools to get the jobs done. And of course, this is all underpinned with governance and guardrails in place. So every system that we've designed and built as part of the Unily Futures has been done so with the highest standards of compliance and security in mind. So of course, what you've seen today is extremely powerful, but you can be assured that we've done all of this in a responsible, safe way that's ready for the enterprise. But of course, it's not technology alone that will transform employee experiences. People do. And we believe that in the future, employee experiences will be co-created with Indie, but with all of you. Regardless of whether or not you're in IT, HR, or comms, you have a role to play. Just like Indie's learned from us, Indie will learn from all of you. But that's where the real superpower lies. Indie will give you the tools you need to be able to deliver amazing experiences, and Unily Glass will supercharge your employees in the flow of work, being able to take action. And your entire workforce will be elevated, but all of you as digital experience leaders will also be elevated because you will be able to focus on the opportunity of having time to look at value-add work, the work that really, really matters, making you indispensable to your organizations on this journey. And it's with that that I'd like to recognize something really, really important to us. We remain absolutely committed to all of our customers, and we'll continue to invest and innovate in our roadmap. And you'll see much of that over the next 2 days here. We have our booths outside. We have a number of sessions where we'll be showcasing the latest developments across our Unily platform. But I'm also really excited to announce that as of Q1 in 2026, we'll be launching our Lighthouse program for Unily Futures, and Unily customers will have the opportunity to go first. So this will be kicking off in Q1 of next year with a view to full launch by the end of H1 in 2026. So if you've been inspired by what you've seen today, if it sparked some interest, then we'd love for you to come on the journey with us. Unily is going AI native, and we believe that together with all of you, we can shape the future of employee experience. So please come on the ride with us. Thank you very much. We hope you enjoy the rest of the conference. Welcome to Unite 2025.